second floor, area C, located in the boiler room here. It's this piece of equipment right here. It's got a 50-gallon storage tank on it, full of 50% pre-mixed propylene glycol that you run in your heat and snow melt with. So this is your makeup unit. We don't want to put anything in there but a 50% mixture. So if it does need makeup, we're making up with the fluid that's in the loop already, so we don't dilute it.
What's the purpose of this equipment?
Basically, if you lose pressure or have an air bubble or need to add glycol to the system, this does it. It's also automatic, so you've got a manual, off, auto switch, a three-way switch there. Right now it's in auto. It's run by a pressure switch, which is located up over here. You probably want to come identify that too. Might be easier on the other side, but
okay.
your typical Honeywell pressure switch right up there. They've got it set for 12 psi with a differential of 6, meaning if it drops down to 6 psi, it's going to pump it back up to 12, as long as that switch over there is in auto and the tank's full. Also on that tank, they have a level switch on there, so if the tank gets down below 5 gallons, it shuts the pump off. Okay, so this is your level switch here that I was talking about. It runs down at the bottom of the tank. Once it gets down below 5 gallons, it'll kill everything so that it won't run in auto or manual until you put more fluid in there so you don't burn up the pump or anything if it is empty. You've got 50 gallons here of pre-mixed 50% makeup. Looks like they pipe water right here, which you can use water, but we want to make sure that it doesn't just get full of water. We want to keep that 50% mixture. A lot of times what happens is they'll fill that tank up with water and then it pumps straight water in there and dilutes your glycol percentage. So that's really the only thing you can be concerned with this is that it doesn't get full of water. It's always got glycol at 50% mixture in the tank. Looks like we've also got a 55-gallon drum, which is part of the contract. So you've got 50 in the tank and 55 here for storage. And what we'll do is we'll supply a little hand pump that'll stick down in here. A lot of times you just stick like some 3/8 tubing over it. It's just a hand pump you can crank in there. So if you ever do use this, or once you do use this, is probably a better way to say it, you'll have more here. So this shouldn't go on unless you have a leak or need to add or boost your percentage. But we are up to pressure now, and our percentage is good where we're at. We're at our 50%. So this should be for adding purposes only, really. So,
what's the warranty on that system?
On this here,
yeah.
It can give you basically all of the stuff. The pump's got a year warranty on it from the time you guys take the building over. And in the first year, we'll come and test both these systems and make sure. We'll do it twice a year. So we'll do it 2 times basically in the first year, and then they'll probably try to set up a contract with you if you'd like. If not, you can go from there. But we'll check the glycol percentage twice a year and kind of make sure everything's working here. But the pump comes with a year warranty on it. Okay, this is the heat pump loop water system. Runs throughout the building. This loop here does not have glycol in it, but it is treated with a borate nitrite, which is basically what it does is coats the pipe so it can't rust or corrode or grow bacteria. So basically it's an inhibitor to keep the pipe in good, clean quality. So flushed it, cleaned it, and then we treated it with that at our specifications. So in that year period, we'll also check this for you two times. Every 6 months is usually what we do on a closed loop system. If you don't lose, if you don't have a leak, you shouldn't change your inhibitor levels. So no glycol in this one, just inhibitor. And then the next set of pumps over, this is your glycol system here. So I think that's it. Okay, you've also got on top of your feeder the 2 systems for your inhibited system and your glycol system. The glycol system is the insulated one. The inhibited isn't. These are your bypass feeders. Basically, you can add chemical through these too, and they've also got filter units in them. So there's extra sock filters here. We've taken the sock filters out, but we did run them until they were good and clean. Then we pulled them out. Right now you just got the mesh screen in there, so there is no filters in there, but you do have the option of putting filters in there if you ever needed to. Another purpose of these is to add chemicals. So if we needed to add more inhibitor to this loop, like I was talking, we could add it through this.
How do you do that? Where at?
Two pop feeders. So it's this one right here. You've got your two valves here that are isolating it from the system. So right now there's the system pressure is not on here. What you'd want to do is hook a hose to the bottom of this valve here, and you'd want to take the pressure off of this first. Once you relieve the pressure with these valves shut, then you can crack the lid and then it'll empty itself out through the hose. So obviously you want to put the hose in a drain. Once it's empty, you shut the drain, fill it up with your chemical, put the lid back on, and then slowly open your valves into here, and it will, you can see your flow of direction here. The pressure side's coming in here, pushes down, and pushes that chemical back into the system there. So your bypass feeders are a good way to ever add inhibitor if you need to. You could also do it on the glycol side. It would take an awful long time. I would think the glycol feeder would be a lot quicker and more efficient. But this, I think the reason they put this on this system was more or less for the filtration purposes. So
you say there's not a filter in there now, but should they check it every once in a while?
Yeah, and you know, for the first year we'll kind of monitor that, and if we start seeing some solids or debris in there, we'll throw a couple of these sock filters in there. We got it pretty clean and most of the debris out. I'm sure we didn't get every last bit of it, but we've got 99% of it. If we notice on our first test we're a little dirty, we put some sock filters. I don't know how many's in here, but looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So basically, that's your sock filter. There's a metal tray in there, or sleeve, that these just slide down into the metal tray, and then it's got a little handle here. You can just kind of set it right in there, and basically it pushes the fluid in here, catching any solids or debris on the outside, and letting the clean water through the middle and back into the system. But we've taken little socks out of them now, so there is no socks. We've already filtered them a couple different times and got it 99% clean, so there really shouldn't be a use for these unless we notice something here in the next year as we're kind of monitoring the quality